Man get freed and postpone tariff. JLP and PNP predicting election victory. Businessman shot to death while Cavaliers lose to Inter Miami. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. U.S. President Donald Trump has postponed 25% tariffs on most goods from Mexico and Canada for a month after speaking with the leaders of both countries. Trump earlier agreed to grant the U.S. auto sector a one-month exemption from levies on Canadian and Mexican goods after he came under pressure from the CEO of America's car makers. And this is the latest twist in fast-shifting trade policy, rattling financial markets and business leaders. Well, this is a war that the U.S. could not win. All border states in the United States get at least 50 to 80% of their power from Canada as well. All Canada have to do is flick a switch and those states will be in darkness. US also get their metals and lumber from Canada that they use to build cars and houses. Cutting those off would make houses and building price skyrocket across the states. And not only that, Canada was planning to remove all US goods off their shelves, bringing a halt to over $1 billion in trade, which would make several businesses bankrupt within months. With Mexico joining and doing the same, people would suffer over here as about 70% of fruits and vegetables come across the border from Mexico. Don't listen to the Republicans. They have no idea about civics or economics in their own country. Well, reality hit home and they realized what a big mistake they would have made, so now the tariff man is backtracking and saying he's suspending it. Over in Jamaica, both political parties in Jamaica are predicting victory in the upcoming general parliamentary elections due by September. Jamaica Labour Party General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang and People's National Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell gave their predictions while speaking on TVJ's All Angles on Wednesday night. Dr. Campbell said the PNP, which suffered a massive defeat in 2020, now has the momentum based on its 5% lead over the JLP in a poll which was conducted in February. He said the last local government elections also showed improvement in the PNP's performance. Meanwhile, Dr. Chang of the JLP said in the coming months, voter intention will swing towards the governing party based on its management of the economy. And with Chang suggesting that the JLP will win at least 35 seats comfortably, while Campbell said the PNP expected at least 38 or 39 seats. The Kingston Western Police are searching for a man who reportedly shot his child's mother, leaving her hospitalized in serious condition. The incident occurred on Wednesday night along Buckus Scheme 3rd Street in Kingston 12. The victim is a 36-year-old vendor of the same address. The Kingston Western Police said Mark Anthony Roberts, otherwise called Marky, is now wanted for questioning in connection with the incident. Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, head of Area 4 Police, said Roberts should immediately report to the police, and it's reported that the woman was involved in a heated argument with her child's father, and during the dispute, the man allegedly pulled a firearm and shot her in the chest and hand. The woman ran and was chased by her attacker, but later collapsed. She was assisted to the hospital where she was admitted for treatment. The suspect then made good his escape on foot in the area, and it's alleged that the suspect is a member of a criminal gang in the area, and the police are now fearing reprisals for the shooting of the woman. The St. Mary police have arrested 4 people in connection with Tuesday's murder of a man in Tank Lane in Oracabessa. Artnell Sanders, a 46-year-old of Tank Lane, was shot about 11:40 p.m. as he was about to exit his motorcar outside his house. The police said those in custody including a juvenile and his mother. And following the murder, the police said they acted promptly on intelligence and reports from concerned citizens. And as the investigation progressed, several other persons of interest voluntarily presented themselves to the police to clarify their involvement. But based on further inquiries, multiple individuals were detained on reasonable suspicion of murder and related offenses. The Portland police are investigating a murder scene in Anchovy, east of the parish, where a businessman was found inside his house with bullet wounds yesterday morning. He has been identified as Albert Lindsay, otherwise called Bugsy, the owner of the Anna Banana restaurant in Folly Ground in Port Antonio. Preliminary reports are that about 8:30 a.m., men traveling on a motorcycle went to Mr. Lindsay's house and called him outside. He opened the front door and was shot immediately. The men then fled. A neighbor later found Mr. Lindsay's body and alerted the police. A 26-year-old man from Kingston is facing multiple charges after he was implicated in a double shooting in which a man was killed and another man wounded last month. He is Jason Monroe, otherwise called Mooney, a businessman of Kingsley Avenue. Monroe has been charged with murder, wounding with intent, and multiple firearm-related offenses. And it's reported that on February 25th, Monroe, armed with a handgun, opened fire on 27-year-old Warren Grant, otherwise called Zeeks, of Hill Avenue, Kingston 11, while he was sitting along the roadway. Mr. Grant attempted to escape but was chased and shot multiple times. Another man who was at the location saw what was happening and threw a stone at Monroe. In response, Monroe allegedly shot him as well in the abdomen before escaping in a waiting motor vehicle. Mr. Grant was transported to Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, while the other wounded man was admitted in stable condition, and Monroe was later arrested. On to sports, Cavaliers lost 2-0 to Inter Miami last night, and we can honestly say Cavaliers actually overachieved, played better than Inter Miami, who were without Messi. But Cavaliers playing away from home, the referee actually robbed them of the first goal after they scored and he ruled offside. Then a ball went outside and was played from outside by Sares from Miami that ended up in the goal that even Stevie Wonder could see was robbery. But luck was not on their side and they gave up another goal, so now they will have to score at least 3 goals more than Miami to win. And there was also a handball which should have been a Cavaliers penalty, but the referee did not give it either. So the bottom line is the league wants to make some money, and if Inter Miami goes to the final, they would collect more money at the gate compared to if Cavaliers went to that finals. Locally, Premier League leaders Mount Pleasant FA remain 8 points clear of second place Arnett Gardens following their 1-0 win over Waterhouse at Jacks Hall last night. Daniel Green got the all-important goal in the first minute of play to move the former champions to 65 points. Led by a double from Stephen Bennett, Humber Lions won their 4th game of the season with a narrow 3-2 win over Tivoli Gardens at the Effortsville Community Center as well. Meanwhile, a Tajay Grand 51st minute strike was enough to give Racing United a 1-0 win over Dunby Hodel in a Portmore derby, the first game of a doubleheader at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Racing remains 7th on 37 points, while Dunby Hodel are 9th on 32 points. Over in St. James host Montego Bay United clipped Harborview 1-0 at the Montego Bay Sports Complex, courtesy of a 70th minute strike by Jordan Fletcher. In a late kickoff at Tony Spalding Sports Complex, Arnett Gardens cut Mount Pleasant lead back to 8, hammering Chapelton Maroons 5-0 with a double from Fabian Reed. And I will be back on 25th Century Radio this and every Saturday between 4 and 7 p.m. Come listen to some good music, get some music lessons as we play music, then talk from when dancehall was made out of bamboo and coconut bow to concrete structure without windows and doors. It is not a journey, it's a music lesson as we play from the 50s to current day ragamuffin style. And it's on 25thcenturyradio.com. That's 2-5-centuryradio.com. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.